mind if I also listen?
Okay.
Not at all.
I think the only person we're missing is Rosa.
The audience expands.
Okay.
The only one we're meeting is the only one I haven't met.
Yeah.
So I want to say first off, that I am a first-time DM. You all know this, but be gentle, senpai. So I apologize if anything is wrong, yada yada yada. Please tell me if there is anything you notice that you think, that you could have done this better. I am totally open to constructive criticism. And also, don't, yeah. I'm gonna fuck up a lot.
I will keep that last vague collection of syllables in mind as we play.
So when we actually start, I will tell all of you, I ask anyone who is not Ian, to mute, just so we're not cross-talking. The peanut gallery is not present. And then the only other thing is a couple of notes just for campaign in total. So, basically, number one thing I'm going to tell you is I want to reward role-playing first and foremost. So if you tell me you want to do something specific in combat, like, hey, I'm gonna, I don't know, poke this guy's eye out with your rapier, right? Then the more detailed you are with your descriptions on how you want to try and attack, the more detailed you have the chance of gaining an advantage depending on how well you roll as well on top of that. But I just wanted to state that, and then we'll go from there, and I am very quickly going to look up the bullshittest
while you're also working on that, I should probably also ask, I know I start with 2 levels of exhaustion. Do I start with any, like, lessened hit points at all?
How many hit points do you have again?
Right now I have 31.
No.
Okay.
Well, don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it. I know the backstory I made for this character. It gives me reason to worry about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I engineered this character specifically to make me worry about it.
That's incredibly fair, actually. Okay, just gonna copy some beach noises, and we're gonna listen to those. Awesome. Is it gonna actually play it?
Oh my god, why do I have Fredboat turned up so high? First D&D game on the new computer.
That makes sense. Okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and start.
Just got deafened by the sand.
You awaken to the sound of your rowboat hitting the rocky shores. You are tired. You have not managed to drink in 3 days. You are rapidly approaching 3 days. And the only fish you could really catch was what you could fish with the end of a broken oar. A spear fashioned from desperation and whittling with almost nothing. Your singed clothing, your burned body, and the waves. You were already tired when you managed to leave. But now you feel like you want to die. as you sit up and examine the beach around you, you see very distantly town. Perhaps a place to replenish the mana you've lost at 3 days at sea, and if you're lucky, some food and water.
I will stand up out of the boat. I assume that I don't have, other than my, like, busted ass oar, I don't have any worldly possessions with me.
The only thing you have is a locket. Well, less a locket, more a necklace that managed to survive the flames. A seashell pendant, hanging from a chain around your neck. That also, unless you had a holy symbol picked out, that is...
No, that absolutely works. That's perfect.
Sorry, it occurred to me that I didn't give you that one. Other than that, it was a gift your father gave you when you swore your oath to protect the town. It is...
I will... Go ahead.
The last thing that you really have on you of your hometown and everything that was.
I will grip it as tightly as my exhausted and weakened and burnt and scarred hands can as I get out of the boat and try and make my way to the town that I can see in the distance.
As you approach this distant town, you begin to hear soft wind chimes, a few rowdy conversations, and a few boats, not unlike the ones you're so used to seeing at home. Small fishing ships, mainly and maybe shrimpers, if you had anything to guess on from it. There's a few scattered floating rocks about the place. You're guessing that from the very one big port the ship has, that the main thing that they ship out is brimstone, or bloomstone, sorry. The floating kind of Carillion blue, tethered down to rocks, decorating and lighting up the very close to night sky, as you kind of wander into town, passing a few fishermen just coming in, offloading their day's catch, gutting the terrible smell of the fish market, kind of wafting into your nose as you wander through what remains of the closing up but still kind of there market that they've set up, and the dingy streets of the town.
What time of day is it, roughly?
It's past sunset, so to the point where it is getting dark. This is, if you had to guess, still a part of the world where it's past sunset.
Okay.
But still not to the point where the sky is completely dark. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
The sun is past the horizon.
But you can still kind of see the glow of it kind of over the horizon. Okay. I will make my way. I've been in towns before, obviously. I know the sight of an inn when I see one. I'm going to go looking for one.
Okay. Do you want to ask any town folks or just kind of guess?
I'll ask somebody walking by directions to the nearest place I can get food.
This auburn-haired girl with kind of a red bandana tucked in her hair, tied in a big pretty knot. Oh, love, you're looking for food? You're looking for someplace to rest? You certainly look like you need a bath for sure.
I am literally starving to death.
Well, if you're looking for something to eat, there's a couple of charitable folk around town. If you got coin to your name, always the inn. Should be 2 streets to the right down the rickety path and up the thing that kind of looks like a cage turned on its side. It was.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will start making my way in that direction, I guess.
Alright, so as you, make your way in that direction, you find the kind of rickety, half metal, half wood plated, staircase she was referring to, travel up the path, and see what was obviously once the bottom of a rowboat turned into a fanciful doorway. Oars flanking the sides, big like lanterns hanging down from the ceiling, and the sign hanging above it called the Inky Waves. As you enter inside, you hear your standard kind of bar chatter. Definitely not a busier bar that you'd seen recently, but definitely not to the levels of, you know, where you would find in a big town or something. There is a very large, half-giant woman sitting behind the counter, polishing a beer glass. And, like, the moment she sees you open the door, she just... Who dragged you in? And a couple of the sailors around her kind of laughs. Don't suppose you got coin on you for that, do you?
No. But I'll anything. I need water. I'm dying, please.
Well, there's plenty of water in the sea, lad.
I need drinking water, you idiot.
She kind of stops, looks a little offended, kind of casts a glance over to the side at a kind of lizard folk who's obviously running the food about the place. They just kind of like wave their hand, nod. She reaches under the counter, grabs a big thick cup, wood, sets it down, starts pouring you a glass of water.
Thank you.
Look like you've been through hell. Face like that. What happened?
Yep. It's a long story.
Alright, not a lot of tuckers. Wait till we get some drinks in you then. Of course, you gotta pay for those. And she kinda... The lizard folk kinda walks by, brushes, waves her off, pushes her aside. Would you focus on the customers that are actually paying us, please? Just kinda grunts, wanders off. Sorry.
I will. It's fine.
You definitely
I understand.
don't look like you've been through a good time.
No. I'm having a very bad few days.
It's not much, but they kind of reach back around, go to the other side of the counter really quickly, grab a small platter of slightly burnt fish, what looks like a slightly dry and shriveled lime on there, on like a nice thin bed of like a palm leaf, almost is what it looks like. She sets it down in front of you.
Thank you.
Is this okay?
I'm a literal beggar, can't be a chooser. Thank you.
You probably don't have a place to stay, do you?
No. Not unless a boat moored by the beach counts. A rowboat, not like an actual boat.
You hear the half giant kind of snort down the bar. Hoo-wee! And it looks like we're gonna get a storm tonight. Someone shit out of luck. The lizard folk kind of glares. What? She means well. I promise you. We're all full up on rooms, but we might know someone who's able to help you.
If you could put me in touch, I'd be happy to work for whatever. Room, board, whatever you could give me. They could give me, whoever. I say as I scarf down fish by the fistful.
Just fistfuls of fish. As you do that, they're just like, well, there's one guy in town. He's not with a shipping company like everyone else. You don't look like the sort who's here for any long contract work. I don't even know that you'd hold up for that long. He's known to be a bit... kind of pauses.
He's a weirdo?
Eccentric is the word I was going to use, but yes, he's also been known to be good to people who can't, who no one else is good to. He has a saying that he's a little famous for in town. Sea provides. She kind of fiddles with a small necklace of her own in her little taloned claws. He doesn't live too far from here. Once you've finished eating that, I'll see if I can scrounge anything up that's about to go bad that we'd probably have to throw out anyway. So you could take with you.
I would appreciate it more than anything.
He just lives down the coast.
I'll visit him as soon as I'm done. Thank you. What was your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, thank you. I'm Erasmus. It's good to meet you.
Erasmus. I'll remember that name.
And I'll remember yours. Thank you. And then I eat an entire fish, spine and all.
Okay. She looks kind of blinking, taken aback for a moment. Kind of goes back to working her shift. After a little while, she managed to scrounge up some dried fruits, some nuts, what looks like dried flowers. She assures you they're edible, and that they make a very delicious tea if you know what you're doing. And kind of directs you over to where this house is. She tells you the man's name as well. You are looking for Jack McGelly.
Jack McGelly. Hang on, I gotta write that down.
And he should only live about half a mile up the coast in the opposite direction of your rowboat from town.
Perfect. As soon as I've got everything I have packed up, I assume in like a little hobo bindle thing.
Yeah, more or less.
I will start making my way in that direction.
Awesome. By the time you actually get to the location, it is definitely dark. Night has encroached on this area, and the two things that catch your eye most of all is, whereas most of the time when you leave going out to sea or just further away from towns, you can feel the magic in the air getting thin, it stays. And as you look out towards the ocean, the waves kind of lapping up on shore again, you see a beautiful reef glowing in the dark nighttime. Vague shapes of fish, live creatures, all teeming through the thin layer of water covering these glowing corals. You can only imagine that that must be where the mana in the area is coming from. And just beyond a rocky outcropping, you see a hut. A very dingy one. Looks like it's seen a lot of storms, and looks like not all of them have been on land. Like it's made from the hull of a ship of some kind, or at least was. Or at least the planks were repurposed from that, excuse me. There is a couple boxes outside, what looks like a training dummy, a tree, sprouting some kind of palm fruit, but this, honestly, to you, feels the most lush a place you have been in years. Something about the very essence of this place is calming.
I, with probably the closest thing to a smile on my face I've had in days, make my way up to the front door that I assume is there.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, hang on. Now I need to double check what exhaustion does to see if I'm doing this at disadvantage. Give me one moment. No, I'm not at disadvantage on this. Okay, cool. Dex save. Yes. I'm okay at these. 9.
Unfortunately, the DC on that was 10.
Agony.
You just hear a lot of and a fork comes flying from the side just around the corner behind some crates. A rock passes along with quite a few other debris as a very disheveled man. One of them hits you and does 1d4 bludgeoning damage in the face.
Ow!
And as you look up from, like, reeling from this fucking rock that just hit you in the face, you see a very old, very surprisingly good-looking, for his age, scarred, kind of grizzled, man with white hair, human, drunkenly kind of staggering into the box, kind of pulling a rapier very clumsily out of his side, trailing it in the sand. Oh, Stu, fuck you doing here, son?
Do you do that to everybody that comes to your house?
Anyone that comes in unexpected.
Okay. Okay, you must... Okay, my name is...
Too loud. Too loud. And he takes his rapier, pulls it up, which you can now see the hilt is covered very ornately in barnacles, kind of half-dead looking, sheathes it back in the very thin sheath he still has on his side. He's kind of got a white, tattered, stained shirt. He looks like he's been on a several-day...
He looks like he's somehow drunk and hungover?
Yes.
Okay. Is this Vlad?
I'm actually going to post a picture of this guy.
Oh, good.
Because I did manage to make a peek of him.
I assume he's much sweatier than in this picture.
much sweatier, much more hungover looking. But he's still remarkably good looking for the state he is very obviously in and his age.
Okay.
So he kind of stumbles more back over to a chair sitting right next to the door, plops himself down in it, grabs a big bottle of whiskey from the side, pops the cork off the top. The fuck you want?
I was told by Lisa that you offer work opportunities for the less fortunate, and I don't know that I have ever been less fortunate than I am right now.
Work opportunities. Is that how she put it to you?
No, but I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can because I just had a rock thrown at me.
You watch as this man chugs what was a half-full bottle of whiskey, and I'm not talking a small one, like a good-sized bottle of whiskey, in one chug as you speak. I'm not drunk enough for this. He tosses the bottle into the grass.
I don't know if I agree with that assessment.
Alright, kid. You want some fucking thing to do? I'll tell you what.
Sure.
Tomorrow morning,
Okay.
I need food.
Okay.
Ran out last night. I may have eaten it all. Might have also tossed it in the ocean. I don't entirely remember.
Okay.
Give me that! Give me that!
What?
Well, give me that. Then we'll sleep.
Get you food and then we'll talk. Is that what you're saying?
He looks very confused for a second, thinking to himself, like, starts doing math on his fingers, like that has something to do with it. Yeah. Good.
Okay. I will get you food. Do you want that, like, now, or?
Sleep. He, like, waves his hand. Fucking... out here, though. Sand. There. He, like, points to where he obviously was laying behind the crates, asleep in the sand, before you walked him over. My place is inside.
Okay.
And he very stumbles over to the door, opens it up, heads inside, and you don't see him again. The door is still hanging wide open.
Okay. I'll just walk in.
All right. Inside this man's house, you see more whiskey and various bottles of rum and gin and every alcohol you can think of around on this floor than there is walking space. In fact, as you're walking through this, you kind of wonder to yourself if this man... how this man in his inebriated state managed to walk through this, and then you see him fallen on the floor, facing the sand, half wood, drooling with another bottle of alcohol, totally empty, in his hand. That you just kind of go, oh, that's how. He didn't. Out on the counter, I will say there is a, actually, roll me a investigation check.
Oh, no, I'm not good at that.
Or perception.
Okay, I'm much better at that. 9.
I'm gonna say you have advantage.
Okay, so 12.
Yeah, because whatever is not an alcohol bottle is of note. You see one across the table is strewn a few copper coins, about 12 silver, probably only about 3 copper, and 2 gold.
I'll take it, pocket it, and then I guess he wants food. I have a bit of food with me, although it's kind of shitty food. Can I find, like, cookware in his house? Does he have, like, a pan?
Yes, he does. It is very filthy. And honestly, the biggest hindrance to any amount of cooking going on is the amount of bottles in this room, which is still lit with torches, I would like to know. Candles and torches.
Oh my god, he is living in an
electricity.
OSHA violation.
But there is cookware. You can see that he has some wooden fashioned carved spatulas, some tongs, other things strewn about the place, a nice cast iron skillet, other metal kind of cooking implements. And
Okay.
yeah, that's about it.
I will... I guess... Is there, like, a bed that he's not using because he's asleep on the floor?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Cool. I'm gonna use it. I'll wait until... I'll try and sleep until the early morning when I'm reasonably confident he'll still be asleep and dying of hangover. And then, in the morning, make my way back to the town and buy some, like, breakfast food.
Awesome. You may remove your levels of exhaustion.
Oh, thank God.
I just wanted it there in case you had any skill checks I needed you to make. And then I want you to roll me. Let's call it survival.
Oh, okay. 22.
Awesome. Okay.
Everything's coming up Erasmus.
Yes. You have no trouble walking back into town. You even spot Lisa again. And she kind of waves you down. She's like, "Hey, did you find him?"
Yes. I have never met a man that smelled so much like booze.
He's still drinking.
I think he's still drinking literally right this second, and he's asleep.
Sorry.
It's fine. Does he do this often?
Recently, yeah. He actually raised me when I first came into town. I used to live on one of the edge colonies on the far west of here. You've probably never heard of it. Limsa?
Have I ever heard of that?
Roll me a history check.
I'm not good at those. 11. Would I have met, like, a fisherman from there before at some point?
You've heard rumors
Okay.
of Limsa and other small fishing towns further west of you, where the fish just kind of dried up. Where all of the food in the area and everyone in it just seemed to die eventually, until their names are no more than ghost stories and mysteries, where the magic just faded.
I'm familiar with Limsa by reputation.
Please, it's not really more than... Well, it wasn't... Her face kind of drops a little bit more. How about to make up for it, I help you get some food for him. He's probably left the place a mess again. He does this.
Yes.
So, let's get some food for him, and I'll help you clean up.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
She actually gives you a bit more gold. You have a total of about 10, 15 gold in your inventory now. It's mainly just things that she got from tips the night before. She apologizes for not being able to give you more.
You are giving me free money. Please do not apologize.
She manages to round up some food, some nice fresh fruits off of a shipping boat that just came in, extras that weren't in inventory suddenly, or, you know, things like that, and an actual rucksack for you to carry things in, a leather one that you can actually wrap around yourself. And she helps you carry it back in a bag of your own to the hut. Use it.
When we get back there, I will grab some. I assume there's just like, no, this guy seems very drunk. I assume there's just like broken crates and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll scrounge up some wood from those and start a fire, and I'll make like some bacon and eggs.
Awesome. As you were cooking this bacon and egg, you can hear Lisa behind you kind of picking up the glass bottles, sighing to herself, obviously very discontent with the level of this man's drinking. And eventually she kind of, as you're starting to finish up the food, takes a big bucket from the sea outside, kind of drags it in, dumps it entirely on this man's face. And it is not quite winter, but what would be winter here. It is cold water, definitely the kind of seawater where you step into it, you can feel the chill. And immediately, Jack just raises up like,
Everything okay in there?
He's fine. I told you to stop drinking. Stop drinking when people start coming back from the fucking dead. Ugh. God damn it. Lisa, where's my pipe? I'll find it for you. If you hadn't left this place a mess, you might actually know where it is. What the fuck's cooking? Oh.
That food you asked for last night.
Who the fuck's that? The man you so kindly let stay in your house? I told myself I'd stop accepting charity cases. God damn it. You hear him kind of curse under his breath, and like, as he and Lisa both kind of come into the room, he's kind of peeling his now extremely damp shirt off of himself and kind of revealing a very chiseled, for his age, figure. It's still very obvious his age. His joints kind of are a little bit more showy than they should be. And he kind of hangs it over the windowsill, kind of clips it up with little clothing pins, sits down, rubbing his eyes and his face. Please tell me I didn't pay you for this. I don't got the money for that.
Okay, I won't tell you.
Fuck's sake, Lisa! Pipe! Here it is, Jack. Hold on. And she kind of brings him a nice wooden pipe that's obviously also very old and very kind of salty sea dog.
And presumably lacquered in booze.
Oh, yeah. And gets out a match, you know, strikes it, lights it for him. Takes a deep drag. Fuck me. How long have you been drinking? When's the last time you were here? 3 months ago? You've been drinking for 3 months? quiet with the voice, please. I don't need. You've been drinking.
Can I use my lay on hands as a feature? If you use 5 points of it, you can like cure a disease. Can I try and cure his hangover with lay on hands?
Roll me a d20 with your spell bonus.
Casting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Add it to it.
That is, I think, +6 at this level. 1 moment. Uh, 20 total.
Nice. Okay. That's not bad at all. And he, as you kind of reach over and uncomfortably touch his shoulder, he just kind of looks up at you. The fuck did you do?
I cured your hangover, I think. I cured at least part of it. You have a lot of hangover to cure.
My head don't hurt no more.
Well, then I cured your hangover.
And he, like, kind of stands back up again. As he, like, stands and stretches, you hear at least 5 joints in his back pop. Right.
I've had those mornings.
Breakfast. Then we'll discuss what you're paying me for staying here. And you guys kind of sit at the table together and eat. After a while, he kind of sizes you up and down, kind of is looking you over, stroking his very white little goatee as, you know, Lisa makes very quiet small talk. But he's obviously not listening, just kind of staring, sizing you up, looking you up and down. Finally, after kind of a prolonged bit of no real substance in his words. You there?
Hmm?
Where you from?
Nowhere important.
There am I. And he, like, takes another long draw of his pipe. Kind of blows it back out. Ends up kind of blowing it right in your face. None of us are anymore, so I can only assume you're out from a town west of here. I'm assuming... Well... Hold on. Let me check something real quick.
Take your time.
Did you actually end up naming your town?
No, I did not. You can go ahead and name it if you want.
Cool. Next town I know west of here is Mimosa. Seen a bunch of smoke rising from that direction a couple days back. Guessing the burn scars got something to do with that.
Erasmus is silent.
Well, no point in worrying about it now. No one who's ever lived there is going to be much important much longer. They kept sticking around in these parts. You need a job. Sticking here is only going to get you swallowed up.
Indeed.
Can you fight?
Pretty well. Got some experience. Was in the Navy for a few years.
Navy. Know your way around a boat.
Yep.
Well, most anyone who lives in a seafaring town does. Alright then. Take you in.
I appreciate it.
Lisa. My boat. Where is it? You gambled it off for more money to spend on alcohol, last I checked. Said there's nothing good that can come from it other than dead memories. Right. When's the last time I've been fully sober? How long has it been since your whole family died? Ow, Edgar. Sorry, I just got clawed down the entirety of my arm. Fuck me. Kitty cat.
Are you okay?
I got some deep scratches, but no blood yet, so ow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
If
okay.
you start bleeding, feel free to step away.
Yeah, I will. Okay. I think I'm okay.
Don't die.
Anyway, he kind of glares at her as after she says that. And she's just like, so, about 30 years, or at least 3 since your husband left you. And he kind of stands up kind of abruptly. Alright, we're having enough of this conversation. And she starts laughing at him. He's kind of straightens his pants as he stands up, kind of walks out towards the door again. Erasmus.
Yes?
Erasmus.
Erasmus.
Close enough. Asthma. So,
No.
here's what you're gonna do.
Okay.
You know how to use a ship.
Yes.
I know how to steer one.
You're gonna have me steal a ship.
No, but that's also a good idea. No.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna sell ourselves out for a little bit. You and I are gonna figure out how to move east of here. Because I don't feel like being from a town that no one knows anymore.
Fair enough.
You. Kind of points at you again.
Yeah.
What weapon you like?
I'm good with a rapier.
Come here. Kind of waves you outside.
I walk over.
Hands you, starts digging around in a crate. His rapier still firmly planted at his side. Eventually kind of manages to find what looks like a training rapier, honestly. It's made of wood versus the very real and steel one that he has. But still definitely sharp at the end, which is the only thing that really matters, at least. And a shield as well is in there, so you are free to add both of those to your inventory.
I will add both of those to my inventory.
Just use a regular rapier.
Rapier, parentheses, shitty.
Good.
And shield.
As
Okay.
he kind of hands those to you, you see him kind of take off his boots, toss them over to the side, walk over to the sea, having rolled his pants up, take his arms out, breathe it in, and watch as in the sun now firmly traveling back overhead in its swaying pendulum motion past noon, so it's heading back towards the horizon again. You see him start walking out into the water, or at least you think it's in the water. As you kind of move over there yourself, you noticed he isn't just standing in the shallow reefs of the area. He's standing on the water. And he walks a fair bit into the sea, beckons you to come with him, just one hand. Doesn't say anything.
I will tentatively follow. Oh, that's a map.
I wanted to have a map, so I threw one together for you.
Okay.
And as you kind of reach yourself over into the sea, you see him pull his rapier out and stand at the ready.
Oh, we're okay. Hang on, I forgot to add my spells. Let me add that to my character sheet really quickly.
You're good.
Oh fuck.
While you are doing that, I am actually going to use the bathroom really quickly, so...
Yeah, take your time, take your
talk
time.
for 5 seconds.
Fuck, what was the other spell I wanted? Shield of Faith, there we go.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
This is extremely fun to listen to.
Is it? I hope it's fun to listen to. I'm glad.
It's really enjoyable.
Enamored.
Absolutely enthralled.
I'm looking forward to hearing other people's when they have theirs. I did not expect to be the first.
Yeah, no, thank you for taking one for the team.
Yeah.
I sent in my backstory Wednesday night, and I was like, if you want, I'm fucking off for the next 4 days, so we could just do the one-on-one.
Hell yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm working on a character in the background.
Okay.
So I'm not done yet.
I'm playing Asuka.
Yeah.
I noticed that there was an Asuka. I didn't know who that was.
Usually it's OS that plays the Oscars.
Yeah. I mentioned to Dee Dee, this is now like my 3rd or 4th game that has an Asuka in it.
What's the second one?
It's not a D&D game without Oscar.
It's Dreamscape.
Oh, yeah.
Dreamscape has NPC Asuka that Lane can't fucking stand.
I, surprise, have made my character backstory just angsty.
Yeah.
No, you? Really?
Wow, I feel like I'm being called out.
Next you'll tell me my character has less than 10 intelligence. Jeez. Really going outside the fucking reservation here.
Does your character have less than 10 intelligence?
My character, Erasmus, has 7 intelligence.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you.
Obsessed with all of us.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys my fucking stats.
Yeah.
I'm also going to get my stats up.
I have...
my stats.
I'll show what my stats look like when we are at the actual starting level. Because I was told that at the actual campaign we're starting at level 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so before any SIs, just what I rolled with racial bonuses. Variant human.
Woo, very human.
This is what I rolled. These are my stats. I am a fighter.
Yep.
Battle Master.
Hell yeah. Hang on, I'm posting my stats from my D&D Beyond sheet, because that one's at level 5.
I have a spear, and I have
Squad rolling in.
yeah, I have a spear and I have a crossbow. And I tried to come up with the most obnoxious fucking like surname. Like
I noticed it was
noble
exceptionally
surname.
long. I hope you're ready for Erasmus. I hope you're ready for Erasmus to never learn how to pronounce that.
No one can. It's another language to him, though. Whereas, no, Asuka is just kind of...
Yeah.
She's just kind of like that.
I haven't cleared it with DD yet, but I'm going to have Erasmus's 7 intelligence manifest as they're like perfectly smart, but they never learned how to read. Like they never got an education because they grew up in a fucking small fishing town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's
But they have the potential to be smart, but then like never had the environment for it, kind of.
Yeah.
Also,
I can tell you everything there is to tell you about how to gut fish, but I don't know how to spell 7.
Asuka is very educated. She is also a bitch.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to.
I have my spells, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, get back into this if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna make you roll initiative, if only because he is letting you go first.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, I will start. Oh, that's only a bonus action. Holy shit, paladins are really good. I'm gonna start by casting Shield of Faith on myself to increase my AC by 2 as my bonus action. My AC is currently 20. How far away am I from this individual? Too far away to get at in, one motion. So I will... what's the range on that? Oh, touch. Okay, well then I will hang back and wait for him to come to me after casting that spell.
Okay. He just kind of raises an eyebrow at you. Taking the patient route, huh? Didn't peg you for the sword. And he kind of wanders forward in a flash of he is going to kind of circle his way closer to you. And he's still not going to act. Sorry, I should have started them closer together.
That's all good.
Mostly he's here.
Okay. So it's my turn again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I will also circle. I'll get within melee range, but not swing, and then end my turn.
Kind of sighs, looks kind of disappointed for a second. You know, one thing I know I learned is that if you let them come to you, well, you're never gonna catch any fish. And he is going to strike you 3 times
Hell yeah.
with his rapier. Actually roll an attack. 16, 15, that's in that one,
Yep.
and a 27.
Only
So-
one of those hits.
Yeah, so he is
Plus 14. Jesus Christ.
swings. He kind of reaches forward on your. He pierces forward with his rapier very quickly. Comes back, tries stabbing at you again. Slips and kind of falls into the water. So he's no longer walking on the surface. Something I should note is that. Oh, hold on. These kind of shelfy bits are rough terrain. These are impassable terrain. The kind of orange looking ones. Or, sorry, yellow. That's yellow.
Oh, okay.
So he is no longer walking on top of the water, and thus ignoring those. But he does manage to get in 1 strike on you, though.
Sure.
Which does 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. Jesus fuck. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm at 21 hit points.
Okay.
I'm going to use my reaction.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke. He has to make a dex save.
How are you doing this? Tell me what this looks like.
Sure.
Because remember, you get bonuses for describing your actions to me.
Yes, right. So the way I'm picturing this, because he, like, slips and falls, right?
Yeah.
So I'm picturing he slips and falls and then, like, takes a quick slash at, like, Erasmus's ankle and gets some of Erasmus's blood on his arm, and Erasmus's blood catches fire on his arm.
All right. Go ahead and roll me the damage on that.
Sure. Let's cast it on 1. That's 9 fire damage.
Gotcha. Awesome. It is now your turn.
Awesome. I am going. He's knocked over. He's like prone, right?
He is not. He's not quite prone. He is just kind of unsteady in the water. But his unsteadiness will mean that his AC is lowered.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if I had advantage. I'm gonna hang on. I gotta fucking add a rapier to my attacks. One moment. It occurs to me I didn't do that.
Oh, it's okay. If you just click the eye and then drag it into your character sheet.
Oh shit. Cool.
Yeah.
Touch, no, crit range, yeah, 1d8 plus dex plus 0 type. Piercing, crit 1d8. I'm gonna stab with my. I don't think I have advantage, so I don't think that hits.
You do not. However, I will say that because he rolled that nat 1, you do manage to get in another attack while he is kind of off balance.
Oh, sure. Okay. Rapier. 9. Fuck.
Okay.
I will then use my bonus action
Okay.
to lay on hands myself and regain the 10 hit points I lost.
Awesome. Okay.
So I'm back at 31.
Bit tougher than I thought. And he kind of, like, with the cuff of his rapier kind of in one motion splashes water up to his arm and kind of stands up properly and takes 3 more stabs at you, let's say.
Okay.
I'm gonna take another 1.
Miss. Hit. Hit.
Okay, that is...
Plus 14. Oh my god.
He moves... Oops, sorry, ignore that. With
Uh-oh.
a speed... actually, roll me perception.
Okay, hang on. 16.
He moves with a speed that feels inhuman. He certainly looks human. He certainly seems human. He's just very fast. Roll me Arcana on top of that.
Oh, okay.
For
Oh,
religion.
14.
Oh, I
Look
was
at
gonna
that.
say or religion, whichever one you would prefer.
Oh, well, I can try religion, see if I get higher. Hang on.
It's...
Fuck it. Oh, wait, that's also bad.
I will take the Arcana since that's what you rolled first.
I didn't realize I was also bad at that.
It's okay. These are both intelligence scores. The one thing that really is tickling the back of your mind is you're suddenly realizing that standing in the reefs, you would imagine you feel almost... You know when you walk into a room and there's a smell so overpowering that you kind of have to like grit your teeth and bear through it?
I have, in fact, been inside a subway, yes.
Normally when people are in high-density magical areas, that's kind of the sensation that they get. But you realize that when you walked into this beautiful, glowing reef, that's not the case. You don't feel the overwhelming magical energy from the reefs. You feel it coming from him.
Ah.
And as you stand close to him, it honestly is enough that it makes you feel like it's drowning. You feel like you're drowning in it. Drowning in that briny salt water as you stand right next to this man, slashing at you. And, buddy.
Huh?
Sorry, Edgar.
Oh.
And that is, we'll say, part of the reason you're off your game today.
Sure.
His strikes, he takes those 3 at you, misses one of them, you manage to just slide out of the way, and those other 2, pinch, he hits both of, hits you in both shoulders, for another 18 points damage there.
Hang on. 31 minus 18. I'm at 13 hit points, okay. I can live with that, that's... Sure, okay. Is it my turn again?
Yes, it is your turn.
Cool. Do I want a Hellish Rebuke again? No, I don't. I'm going to... Let me just go over what I have really quickly. I need to double check what this does.
Buddy. No, stop. I am grisping you to stop messing with them. Sorry. Edgar is trying to eat plastic that he shouldn't.
Good boy.
No, bad boy.
Oh shit. Sorry, I forgot to include the damage bonus. Oh wait, no, it didn't come up because I never fucking hit him with the rapier. Okay, well I'm gonna start by swinging at him with my rapier as my action.
Are you just like a general swing, or are you going for anything specific here?
I'm gonna try and stab at like the back of his knee while he's circling around me. Try and fuck up his mobility and slow him down a little bit.
Alrighty.
11, God.
You are rolling like ass. Alright, that's an advantage now. Congratulations.
Oh, did the 19 hit?
Yes, actually.
Awesome. That's getting Divine Smited. So that's, hang on. I'm just going to roll the damage myself. 3d8 plus 3. He takes 19 damage.
So describe to me what this looks like.
Hang on. Sorry, I need to think about it for a moment. Erasmus, as, Jack is his name? As Jack is, kind of circling around, Erasmus turns and kind of stabs right into the back of his knee, and it pierces through the armor, and he like feels the twinge of like, ow, I've been stabbed with wood. And then he feels essentially an explosion in his knee as a whole bunch of like sort of off-color divine light pops out of it, basically. And it's like a burning sensation.
All right. So as you kind of stab the back of his knee, you hear a small underwater as and bubbles explode from the with greenish light in the point you hit his knee at, and he kind of buckles to one knee, and you see him kind of smile and look up at you. Got a lot of balls. Keep going, boy. Or person. Sorry.
I like to imagine that's in character.
Yeah, it is now.
And now that he's on one knee and probably can't take an attack of opportunity, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to back up to like there.
Yes.
And that'll end my turn.
So, he is going to stand up and move one bit over, and as he just kind of stands there, just limps for a second, you see his knee kind of falls down, and he can't move any closer to you. And he kind of gets this smile on his face. Not like a sad smile or even melancholic, just like, huh, alright. Maybe this kid does have something to him. And as you see, he takes his blade and arcs it, kind of takes it to the side, arcs it, brings it over his head, and you watch as the metal of his blade turns and glows with that same sickly green kind of color, holy light. And he opens, and his eyes open, and it's almost like lightning is what it reminds you of, as it reaches up and he tosses the white of the blade towards you, and it
Is this a I have to catch it toss, or is this a it hits me and I fall over and die toss?
Hold on, let me read the spell really quickly. It wraps around you, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength say, oh shit, I'm not great at those. Okay. 11.
The DC is... This spell does not say what the strength...
Oh no! I guess I succeed.
I will say this feels like it's burning. It doesn't hurt you, but it feels like electricity shooting through you as that lure, that line, casts around you and pulls you forward towards him about 10 feet. Lightning, as he kind of pulls the hilt back over his head, there's like a thunderclap, and lightning explodes out from him, and does 1d8 lightning damage.
Okay, that could be worse.
1.
Hey! I'm at 12 hit points.
It is your turn again.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I don't have battle music yet, by the way, so this is why you're listening to this.
That's fine. This is a very calming ambience for a badly injured person and an old guy beating the shit out of each other. Cool. I'm going to attack with my rapier again. Is he still, like, on one knee?
He's not on one knee, but he is definitely not doing hot.
Cool. I'm going to try and, like, swing and, like, fuck up the opposite leg's Achilles.
Okay.
Rapier. Ooh, that is a number. That's a 19. That hits again, right?
That hits, and it also meets the additional DC for hitting his Achilles.
Awesome. I have another spell slot, so I'm going to Divine Smite it again.
Okay.
3d8 plus 3. Oh, wait, no, it's plus 5. Also, he should have taken 2 extra damage from that first hit because I keep forgetting to add the damage bonus from my dueling fighting style.
Gotcha.
So, just for the record, that's 25 damage on this one.
Nice.
So I slash at the Achilles, and that same kind of off-color, like weird, sickly green light explodes inside his Achilles. It burns a lot again. More like a... Have you ever, like, gotten a really bad sunburn?
Yeah.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
But, like, suddenly.
You see him, like, kind of fall down again. He is now considered prone.
Neat.
And you have taken 2 of his attacks, because he cannot move as quickly without his legs. He's kind of holding himself up with one arm. And he is going to slash for your cheek.
Okay.
Actually, he can't reach that high on the ground like that. He is
No,
going
his
to try
rapier is just
to,
really, really long.
He's going to try to hit the back of your hand in hopes of startling you and disarming you.
Sure. The 24 hits.
What is your AC?
20.
20. Okay. Roll me a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
At advantage. 19.
That is enough to make it. So while he does manage to actually hit the back of your hand. It is not enough to knock. You're not startled enough to actually hit or like drop your rapier.
Yep.
And you just see him kind of like laugh for a minute after taking the one strike, and he's just like, enough, all right, boy. And he kind of tries standing up.
I will help him up.
You earned it. I'll take you in.
Okay. Do you do this to everyone you meet?
I don't fight women. I'm not into those.
Okay. Internally, this presents more questions for Erasmus than it answers.
And you kind of limp, carry him back to shore, and so begins your time living with Jack McGelly as part of the crew. Over time, Lisa also joins your crew, and you manage to get a small sloop for the three of you. Nothing much, nothing to go out to sea or even really bring much money in, but you learn a lot about Jack in that time, and Lisa, but Jack is probably about 67 years old, and for most of his life, he was a pirate. Eventually, he fell in love with one of his crewmates, and ended up settling down. Well, the town that he lived in no longer exists. It's been gone. The continent that you've only heard whispers of over next to the west. Honestly, he doesn't even remember the name anymore. He always wanted to have kids with his husband, though that name he can't remember either. But as he started to move here and saw more and more refugees flooding from the west, took what kids he could in. He's a fairly skilled swordsman. You learn some things from him as well. He attempts to teach you to read. I get the sense that it doesn't stick in your brain very well, or just...
I know a few words.
Yeah, you know a few words.
I know enough to get by on like I know enough to do my job.
You know how to read tavern. You know how to like you know how to read tavern. You know how to read inn. You know how to read some of the names of famous liquor brands. He actually manages to curb his drinking habit quite a bit with you and Lisa on board. And very quickly, he's like a second father to you. He's close, but there's always something about him that catches you off your mind. Like there's something you're missing. And as you continue your way east in your little sloop with your small crew, that is where the two of us are going to be done.
Neat.
Your one-on-one session. Yeah. You are now able to level your character up to level 4, because we still have the small group session to do, but...
Oh, I didn't know about that, okay.
Yeah. And I will, continue discussing with you, some, like, minor other things you'll get over your time. You're actually going to get an amount of gold, for example, and...
Oh, real money.
Yeah, I know, right? Some armor if you want some basic armor. But you and I can go over that in DMs or another time, just tell me what you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah! Hooray!
Yay!
Stop.
Yeah.
Hup.
That is...
I hope you had fun listening to Erasmus's No Good, Very Bad Day podcast.
That ruled.
Yeah. I don't know if you're still muted, Orange. It's not here. Sorry.
Gone.
Carry on.
The choice.
Yeah, so I hope you guys like that. Yay.
I had fun.
Yay.
I had fun from what I heard. I was here and there every now and then.
Yeah,
I think I know a couple of details left the backstory to fill stuff in, so whenever you want to do the session.
Yep, we can do that at some point. Poppy is the one who I still have the least amount of information on. I'm hoping to get these one-on-ones done by next weekend. So then I can start puzzling out who needs to be slapped together for, their small groups. But we go from there.
Yep, I'm
Woohoo.
available whenever I have nothing to do. I am
know.
severely
Iffy.
rare.
Alrighty.